Let's go! Come on, bro. It's morning. It's morning.
Very first podcast.
Very first podcast. Dude, let me drink some water. Speaking of water,
I think we should. Oh yeah. Let's talk about your stupid water.
Are you hydrated for the competition week?
See, I don't really believe in hydrate a week before the competition.
Well, you should.
I'm not over drinking water. I'm not under drinking.
Doing the same.
You know, a day before maybe I'll drink a little more, but I don't want to feel like I drank.
Yeah. I think we've had this conversation in the past. You're like, I was like, you need to hydrate. You're like, no, drinking water makes my muscle big.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Like get too large.
What kind of bro science is that, bro?
I didn't say science. It's what I feel. All right. It's at the end of the day, you just try to feel as good as you can.
Anyways,
all right.
Ready?
I'm ready.
For all of you ambitious athletes out there, we gather books, podcasts, and articles to level up in our sports. Welcome to Incremental Edge.
Hey yo, water boy. This shit wet.
We run it up for so. That bitch gon' not know when we so. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll. I did everything for it, so now we pull up with foreign though. Shot the top.
Incremental Edge, episode 1.
Episode 1. And today we're talking about... Today we're having a Q&A with the future Olympian.
Oh, shit.
All right.
I'm a future Olympian? What?
I'm going to stop kissing ass at this moment.
That's crazy.
Right here. All right, first one. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure you can handle this shit?
I'm a future Olympian. I can handle anything.
All right.
What?
Who is one athlete that you learned from the most?
Who's one athlete I learned from the most? I have to say, and I've studied a lot of different athletes, I'd say I probably learned the most from, I'd say, Kobe Bryant. But honestly, it's because I feel like towards the end of his career, he made it his goal to basically teach as much as he can. And so there's so much content online on
Really?
Mama mentality.
Wait, did he say that? Or something did he say that I'm going to stay be relevant online so that I could teach?
Basically indirectly. He said once his career with basketball is over, he started his other career, and he made he made a book. I mean, preaches about mama mentality. He makes a bunch of motivational stuff. So there's a bunch of content online about it.
I see.
So I feel like I haven't been able to dig into as many athletes as I have with him. That's why I've learned the most.
I see. So it's more. He's just more available online. That's why you're able to.
I'd say, yeah.
I wish okay, he's not an athlete, but I wish Bruce Lee wrote a book or something.
Yeah.
I think I would read it over and over. Do you
That's
see some
true.
videos be water, my friend?
I've seen a bunch of Bruce Lee.
He goes hard.
Bruce Lee, yeah.
He's poetic. He's
Exactly.
a good guy. All right.
Yeah.
You ready for next?
All right. Fire.
What is the biggest struggle in your athletic journey, and how did you overcome it?
The biggest struggle, definitely just staying healthy. Basically,
I get that.
I mean, yeah, you still struggling with it. I'm a little better than you, but there's a time where I disappeared off the face of the map for a year and a half. I literally broke my back twice and a stress fracture in my growth plate in my shoulder, all in the period of a year and a half. I literally broke my back, was out for 4 months, or in a brace for 4 months, was injured for 6 months, came back for 1 month, and then got injured and broke my back again. And I was out again for another 4 months in a brace. And that was literally just because I thought it was a simple, if I just work harder, I get better. And then I realized if I work too hard, I'd get injured. So then I had to really learn how to work smart over just working hard.
I don't know. I feel like it's better to have multiple, smaller, medium-sized injuries than to have, a huge one. You know what I'm saying?
Too, yeah.
Like year kind of surgery, that kind of injury, I think it's a little better. But at least, you were able to learn from it.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't, I feel like if it didn't get injured like that when you were younger,
if I get injured,
you would have gone worse because the timing, and I feel like the injury itself can be worse.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was inevitable. Even my doctor was it's not a question of if you get injured, it's a question of what injury. He was you're gonna get injured in this.
Yeah. But how'd you solve the problem?
Definitely just training smarter. Listen to my body. You know what I mean? Because all these injuries, the 3 injuries I had were all overuse injuries, not I messed up something and then I have a freak accident and I land badly. You know what I mean?
I see.
These were all things that just built up over time.
So the pattern was pretty obvious. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to slow down when
Exactly.
it hurts.
It's not like I
That's
was making a
perfect.
mistake and then like breaking something. I was literally just pushing too hard. So I just have to learn how to do that right.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I'll try not to.
Next, how do you prepare for a competition, both physically and mentally?
All right. Physically, I feel like we all prepare differently. Mine is just really probably eating. I eat certain meals. Pretty light day of. I feel like the physical, we all do different stuff, so I don't want to talk about that. I'll talk more about mentally. Yeah. Mentally, I feel like I don't do too much crazy stuff mentally. I feel like I try to treat it a little bit more like a practice. Like I'm not in my head all day before practice, and I still pop off in practice. So I try to do the same thing for a competition. Because I also have this belief, like, if everything were to go terribly wrong in this competition, and I have like the worst comp of my life, I want to at least say like it was fun. And if I'm in my head all week, just like no energy, just focused, just like this, like that's.
Dude, I tend to do that a lot. Like maybe not all the time, but like sometimes I would do that.
I feel like you just get in your like
exactly.
If you're thinking that much, there's
not
gonna be negative thoughts. You're
also,
not ready. You know what I mean?
Also, the work is done, right? It's like 15 years of work built up to that point. Like think of that. I think that would be smart.
Yeah.
You have literally done more than a decade of the same work.
It's not just
like
2 weeks.
You can't just be 0 or nothing. Not like 100 or 0. You know, it has to be somewhere up there. So yeah, that's good.
And I guess one more thing. I feel like I detach from the world a little bit before my competition. What do you mean, dumbass? That's what I do, and it works.
Detach from the world.
I detach. Like I feel like I'm not really tied to anything strongly, and when I go to a competition, I don't have to look at my phone. I feel like I'm literally just like secluded from the world, but it makes it so my mind is like all on this competition. Like outside stuff are not affecting me. I think that's an important key. I feel like, I mean, it's tough to do. People got, relationships. People got all these things, but I think the top athletes like they can detach. Like
I see. Like they could turn a switch like that.
Yeah,
that's good.
It literally feels like a vacation, and like I'm on my own. Like I'm like the world is just gone. Like,
wow.
Yeah,
that's great. All right, next. I feel like people are so distracted nowadays, especially with the invention of social media. How do you personally deal with it?
Yeah, love this question because everybody says this. I feel like this is a common question.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah,
like everybody was making videos on how to deal with it.
And everybody treats it like it's a bad guy, but like it's literally just a tool. You can use it how you want. But I feel like I came up with this theory probably like in the last year. Literally, there's consumers and there's creators in any part of life, especially social media. And I feel like obviously the consumers, they just consume all day long. You consume content, you consume movies, you consume all these things. And then the creators are creating the experiences, creating everything. And I realize everybody who's always consuming are the people who are getting depressed, the ones that are distracted all the time.
All the time.
The ones that are having every problem you can name. Yeah.
It's not good.
They literally have every problem you can name from social media. And then they're like, social media sucks. But they're the ones consuming the whole time. Yeah. But then the creators, on the other hand, I feel like those are the people who are in control. They get the energy, the happiness, and the rewards.
Exactly.
So I jump to the creator side. And I feel like that's the easiest way to not get distracted because, you're focusing on creating, not just consuming and getting lost and out of control. You know what I mean?
Nice. I feel like for you, it's impossible to like go back to from like creator to consumer because like even when you're consuming, all of the mind is going to how can I make this
exactly
like how can I make this beneficial to my creativity and stuff. It's like goes there.
It's like a mindset switch.
Exactly.
You can have a mind of a consumer and mind of
it's like a habit now, right, for you. And I can happily and proudly say that I've kind of stepped into this like the creative side a little bit just recently.
On this podcast,
and it feels very different. Like I like doing the work now. I say here, it doesn't feel weird. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, I want to do this. Let's see how it goes in the future. So.
Exactly.
All right. Lastly, how do you deal with frustration?
How do I deal with frustration?
In the sports.
Don't be a pussy. Stop getting frustrated.
Shut up.
If you're a little,
we're gonna beep that.
I don't know if we're gonna beep that. That's a lot of work. But honestly, I feel like I just think long term. Like literally, if you're thinking 2 years, 3 years in the future, how can one little mistake now or one turn that's bad get you like angry when you're gonna have 3,000, 4,000?
You can't. At least you shouldn't.
Exactly.
You know, like,
so I feel like if you're thinking really long term, you have faith in your goal, like your long term goal. Like the small things here and here, like aren't gonna make a difference. You know what I mean? And I feel like it goes both ways. I feel like I don't get frustrated or angry from a mess up or a mistake or turn, but I don't get overly extremely happy or excited from a success either, because I'm still just thinking so long term.
Yeah,
so
I see.
Yeah,
I feel it's the same idea of like when you see a stock, right? It's a trend. Let's say a stock that's going up like this, like consistently. When you zoom in on like the daily basis, it goes like
and you know it's
goes
gonna
like
go
that.
up and down. So
You
don't
know,
get excited
exactly.
When it's a little
But like when you zoom out this whole picture, it's like a line, right? So like, what's the point of being so emotionally dwelled on it and like linger, like let it affect you for a longer period of time when it's not necessary?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I think that's the whole idea. All right.
I mean, that's it.
That's fine. That's episode 1.
This is the future Olympian. You just got to talk to a future Olympian. How do you feel, Eddie? It's crazy.
I feel very normal, very stabilized.
If I don't get hit by a bus or get killed in some way or like have a career-ending injury, I'm gonna make sure I go to the Olympics. So I wouldn't have to knock on wood. It'd be
I did it for you. Don't worry, just in case.
All right.
Subscribe, like, comment down below any interesting ideas you want us to talk about. We'll put it together and share it with you guys. Welcome to our journey.
Welcome to our journey.
Come on,
Thanks
bro.
for watching, people.
We didn't do that.